Okay, here we are at the front of the house. The house faces west. We got painted brick, slab foundation, dark composition shingles, roof covering. And then we got a couple awnings across the front here that are standing ridge metal. Okay, now we can see up here that we got a rain gutter, and I see we got a ridge vent up there. We got a rain gutter discharging water directly onto the roof covering. It's going to cause it to wear out prematurely. This house, this home, this structure faces the west. So I'm not going to say that it's going to leak right there, but all roofs leak, all walls leak, you know, so I mean that's just a problematic area. Coming along here, our rain gutter, the butt end of our rain gutter is closer than 1 inch to the house. There should be a 1 inch gap at that rain gutter right there. Coming over here, there should be a 1 inch gap at that rain gutter as well. This one rain gutter, by the way, discharges water directly onto the sidewalk, so if it's freezing or something, this might be a trip hazard to you sometime. That gap right there is close to 1 inch. It's real close. Where do termites live? In the ground. Oh. What do they eat? Dead wood. Oh. What's wood mulch? Dead wood on the ground next to your house. That's called a clue. I get it. People like wood mulch. They like their yards to look good. They like all that. I'm just letting you know that this wood mulch is termite bait. This is a magnolia tree. I don't know that much about trees, but I knew not to call it a potato tree. But it's a magnolia tree. Trees should not be placed in this tree right over here. I don't know what that is, by the way. Trees shouldn't be placed closer than 25 feet to a slab foundation. The roots will absorb the water out that you need, the consistent moisture content in your foundation. They'll absorb that. And then as the tree grows, and these magnolias can get of size, and the roots are going to cause your foundation to move. It's just the way it works. Here in the west, coming on along, and rain gutter's below grade. That is a fresh air induction vent for the air conditioning system. Moving on along. Okay, this is a monolithic concrete post-tension cable slab foundation. Now they've gone around the perimeter and they put a parge coat. It's like a cake frosting. And just because your cake frosting, just because your parge coat is cracked, doesn't mean your foundation is cracked. And just because it's not cracked doesn't mean your foundation's not cracked. It's purely an aesthetic treatment to the perimeter because it looks better than seeing the raw ends for the cables and stuff. But if I was doing a wood destroying insect report, which I'm not, this is a new house, it's too soon, but this wood mulch next to the house, that would be a conducive condition that would make the report. That the foundation has a parge coat on it because the concrete moves at different levels, the parge coat and the concrete. So voids get created underneath this cake frosting, and the termites use those voids to their advantage to come into the house, come into the structure undetected. We have continuous soffit vents. Good to know. Weepholes. We're supposed to have those. This right here is a control joint. All right, just needs a little bit of sealant right there. But this is a good lesson. What does sealants do? They dry, and they get hard, they crack, and they separate from the brickwork. So about every year and a half, something like that, you want to go around and check your house out. Plus, you've got a painted brick. It's being picky, but we do not have a kick-out flashing right there. So the water that runs on that would just run down the side of this wall. Where you have a control joint too, by the way. I've got a little bit of siding, not much. And I've got a place for a patio grill out here. Check the manufacturer's installation instructions. And then on our expansion joint for our patio, we used wood. We also used that on the air conditioning condensing pads. And there's nothing wrong with using wood. There's other materials that we could have used, but there's nothing specifically wrong with using the wood. It just gets rotten sooner, and it needs to be replaced sooner. It doesn't do as good a job, but it is acceptable. It does that good of a job that it's acceptable. Oh, I got this big old arrow here. If you go up, it's very difficult because all the paint is so dark, the trim paint. But there is a broken fascia board right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's a broken fascia board. Moving on along. This is the weather sensor for your lawn sprinkler system. Rain gutter butt ends too close to the structure. I am so used to writing up grading and drainage around new construction. It almost seems like it's my favorite hobby. It really is a button that it's a box that I like to check off. The grading and drainage around this structure today is nothing short of marvelous. They just did a real good job with this. So there's that. I gotta put the cover back on this guy. Moving on along. Tree too close. Oh, another control joint with a board in it. It would have been better if they put a backer rod in there, but you know, it is what it is. And right in here, see the way these two roofs come down, and then you have this little scooper right there trying to catch all the water and all that. But right up in there, that detail, that's, for lack of a better description, it's called a dead valley. And again, we don't know where this roof is going to leak, but there's a lot of details up in there. So that's a potential leak.